What's going on, friends and family? Please excuse my excitement, but it's been a while since I covered a sale, and I really wanted to do it for this autumn sale for GOG, because I've never covered GOG, I think, really properly on this channel, and I really kind of want to do this as like a review of GOG, as well as a review of their sale. There's some things I love, there's some things I dislike, and I think, there's some improvements, but overall, this is a great sale. You're going to pick up some fun games and have a great time. Bonus, though, if you guys don't know about GOG, it is actually ran by the guys CD Projekt Red, the people behind The Witcher, Cyberpunk, pretty ambitious company. Well, GOG's whole thing is that all the games that are on sale here are actually DRM free. So once you purchase them, you own them forever, which, funny enough, is not always the case, especially if you're a Nintendo player. You know what I'm talking about. So if that sounds exciting, let's go ahead, let's dive into my best deals for the GOG autumn sale, but also just like a review of the sale as a whole. Okay, so I've got like a bunch of titles. I think there's like 17 here, but let's just go ahead and throw out Garde in. Yeah, and this is ranked actually based on how much you're gonna save with the discounts, and if you're used to Steam sales, absolutely it's gonna be the same case here, like 50% offs, 90% offs in some cases, but we have Garde in. This is a cute game. It's normally 10 bucks. I don't know, you save $5 now. If you guys like gardening, and oh, by the way, I'm only picking games that actually have like good reviews, well, then here's this. This is a thing. I do want to keep it moving along though, but I love to talk about Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 any chance I get. Normally I try to promote more newer games, but this is amazing because in a way, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 is kind of new. 75% off, okay, you're gonna save like $8, it's like $2. You can also play this game with your friends. So it's a sort of mod called RCT2 Open. You just need the base files for Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, and then suddenly you could play online. And it's also updated, so really, if you want to play this game at all and like properly on modern machines, you kind of need it anyways, but I've had so much fun playing co-op, and there's even like some awesome challenge maps that the community have made over the years. This game, never ending, evergreen, check it out, please and thank you. Oh, and next up, I played this game on the channel a few years ago, so yeah, it's only $1 now, right? It's like 90% off. Caveblazers. This is going to be for the lovers of like Risk of Rain, and I know they just re-released like a Risk of Rain like kind of Redux, so you can go back and play the 2D version, but it's kind of like some mechanics from the, I don't know. Anyways, Caveblazers is also like a totally legitimate like fun like little game. Like if you just need some more roguelites, like like you're done with the Peggle, you're done with the Risk of Rains. Okay, we'll jump back into maybe one of the games you missed. That's probably Caveblazers. Okay, next up we have a game that I think a lot of people would probably miss out on because, I mean, we got our Frostpunks, we've got our factory-style games. When it comes to city builders, it's like you either go cozy or you go really hardcore into like the machinery or like the hardcore into like the rogue elements. Airborne Kingdom, I don't know, it's somewhere in between probably, I think. It's 50% off, probably worth trying out here at $10, right? Where it's basically city builder, but it's in the air, guys. It's Kingdom Builder, but it's Airborne Kingdom. Okay, and the next game that I want to champion here for 50% off, you're going to save $10. Okay, so it's only $10. This is going to be for the medieval nerds. Okay, this is going to be, if you watch Skyrim, this is going to be like, end them rightly, like you played For Honor, and Garde is totally like that. It's just a for fun, just sort of like fencing simulator type of game. Just jump in. I don't know, jam. I do gotta say, I kind of love these indie games that just totally focus on like kind of like a very particular niche, and they just do that. They don't do anything extra, there's no service, there's no battle pass, it's just good old sword fighting. Okay, so we did run through just some quick little games, okay, but that's just like the appetizers. We're getting to the real meat and taters here, which is a weird phrase now that I'm vegan. But anyways, so the protein and tates. GOG.com is run by CD Projekt Red, so you'd expect for one of their big sales where they're trying to promote people to use their platform and show off the moral of like, oh man, like advocacy for, I guess, like archival of video games and like making sure that we can always play these games and have access to this art. Cool concepts, I love it, champion it. However, GOG.com, one thing that would make it so cool is if you could, just like Steam does, whenever there is a big sale where you're trying to get people on your platform and to stay on your platform and you have your own games, maybe put your own games on sale. Funny enough, actually, on Steam, Cyberpunk is actually 50% off. So I'm considering on this GOG autumn sale to go over to Steam and buy Cyberpunk on Steam, which makes me feel kind of bad. So yeah, just pro tip, I don't know, you have all these games that are like GOG only, supposedly, though there's some debate about that. I've found a lot of those also on other platforms. So yeah, okay, a little bit of awkwardnesses, but GOG, if you could, for all of your GOG specific games, blanket put them all on a sale, and especially the games that you develop and you publish, those gotta go on sale. Every single sale. Get people into your platform, that you gotta hook them in, right, with the awareness funnel, and then bring them down so that they keep using the platform and keep championing it. and that they sign into a newsletter so that they can get into, like learn about whenever there's some archival games coming out. Personally, I would love a Digimon World. Can we get Digimon World on GOG.com? Because that game is amazing. Much love for Digimon World. Anyways, that's just sort of my encapsulating review so far. Let's keep going. Okay, this is going to be for the witches out there, and it's the time to shine. It's spooky season. Potioncraft Alchemist Simulator, 60% off. So it's under $10. You're going to save $12. Easy peasy. I know it's kind of a weird stranger title. It doesn't look quite too cozy, but I think if you get into a liminal space and you just kind of want to jam. I played a few of these sort of alchemy style games, and I know what they look like on first glance. It's like kind of mobile game-ish, but I promise you, like, it's just really just such a vibe. Moving through, I know a lot of people who were looking forward to this game probably forgot that it even released. I'm one of them. The Night Witch. We don't really get many bullet hell style games anymore. Now we sort of just get like a lot of, I don't know, like vampire survival style games. But I think it's really cool that this game is like, it's just like fun and magical and just, I don't know, it's really uproarious. While it's not being too Japanese, like a lot of these games are just so overtly like mecha or airships in space or kind of like, maybe it's not for everyone, but I think this is actually such a great introduction into the genre. So whatever, 66% off. It's freaking $6, guys. Huge discount for a game that I think a lot of people would be a little weary to try. Well, now it's time. Okay, wow. Huge sale for a game that I've been waiting to go on sale for so long. Air Memories of Old, just sort of like a exploration, floating isle, sort of physics-based game. Okay, that's it. I'm sold. I'm done. It's basically all I need. On the channel, I've played lots of like sort of airship, grappling hook, floating island style game. I don't know why that's like a thing. I see a lot of like fantasy novels and D&D campaigns being built in this atmosphere as well. It seems like something that we're very hungry for. Well, okay, maybe you don't know about a game like this for $15, but 90% off for like $1, okay? Yeah, I think we can all jump ship there. So Electrician Simulator legitimately seems like it's good for humanity. Am I mistaken in that? Am I wild for thinking that? It's not just like, oh, look, you can do this thing and it's meditative. It's like, no, you can potentially really learn something here. So yeah, okay, for $18, maybe it's a little more niche, but 80% off? This is kind of cool, and I know a lot of people who do like Redstone and Minecraft who are up and coming. Maybe they're considering, like trying out some different professions or trades. Electrician Simulator is really cool. Now I'm waiting. I would love. Okay, let's just throw this out there. I would love a space plumber simulator, right? Like that would be wild. Like goo coming through pipes, and anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, next we have Nobody Saves the World. I'm gonna be honest. This game, with the style that it is, with the humor and the overall kind of like roguelite-ish kind of look to it, $25 is a lot. Then again, that's why we love sales. When 60% off, I love under that $10 mark. That's when I jump on indie games, especially when they're more like humor or niche or like at first glance look similar to maybe games I've already played. I know this game's got a lot of specialness to it. I'm jumping onto it. Hope you guys do too here. Okay, now we're really getting into, I think, like the really top tierest. I'm very excited to try this game. It's still, it's over $10, so maybe it'll break the bank for some people. Hardspace Shipbreaker looks really cool, though, and I know it's normally $35, and then that kind of gets into like a territory of like, but doesn't this kind of look like AAA? Doesn't this look very interesting? What a cool concept of like, actually like customizing a space station and floating around in this sort of like survival salvagey kind of experience. Seems neat. I don't know, I'm really getting into sci-fi lately, and if you guys ever need any recommendations, I have seen all of the sci-fi. I freaking love it. Hey, maybe we'll do some show reviews, but the discount at 65% off of $35, that's big. Okay, now I'm cheating with this one. It's a Soulslike Bundle. But you guys, okay, this is a moral story. Don't skip on bundles. And sometimes you have to like actually search for these in these sales. You have to type in bundle or package or whatever. In fact, there's actually websites that I think kind of conglomerate all this, like istthereanydeal.com, which I definitely totally use. So this is a Soulslike Bundle, and it's going to have two games that I think overall, it's like one is beloved, and the other is like, oh, it's really cool. So if you're really like into Souls-likes and you just kind of miss these two, this is where you pick them up for 18 bucks. For under $20, you're going to have an amazing experience where any one of these games is worth over $20. So yeah, Blasphemous and Thalassemia or whatever. Anyways, I haven't played that second one. I do have Blasphemous myself personally, so maybe it's time for me to check out that game. Okay, let's run through this. Kingdom Come Deliverance is only $3, 90% off. which is crazy. You know, this makes me think, I'm just gonna rant for a second here. This makes me wish that there was sort of like an automatic discount on games. I know we have these sales now, so that's kind of the culture, but it does suck. Like if there's a great game that just sits at like $30 or $40 for most of the year, for most of the time, for like literally like a generation, like of people, like 30 years, it feels like. That's kind of sad. There's so many amazing games that I only have the opportunity to talk about during sales, but I also normally would rather talk about the new games that are on the, you know, historical low sales that you guys are interested in. So it's just really difficult. Kind of wish they just automatically discounted or were part of like subscription services like Netflix games or Game Pass. Okay, that's enough ranting. Anyways, for $3, Kingdom Come Deliverance, I think it's time for me to pick it up. Okay, next up we have a game that has been in my library for, I think, years, and I just haven't touched it. You know how the backlog is, and these sales don't make it better. This game's normally $40, and even at that price tag, and even with the niche of it being sort of like a strategy, stealth game, or tactical stealth game, Shadow Tactics: Blaze of the Shogun is actually so well beloved. Like, it just seems like a lot of people really enjoy it. So 90% off. It's $4. You know, like, we don't get many stealth games, so you gotta pick them up when you can get them. This might be the time. And that is it. We're at the end of the list. This is the final one. It is a bundle, but it's like technically kind of not. Anyways, it's Little Nightmares 1 and 2. Now, I have Little Nightmares 1, loved it, played it last Halloween. I just picked up Little Nightmares 2 on my Switch because they had actually a sale for once in their life. So yeah, discount 70% off for 2 games, which I can tell you are great. It's $18. $18. You're saving $42 whole for 2, what I would say is AA games. You know, like AAA would be something like Halo 3, which is like multiple game modes, etc. Little Nightmares is a focused, kind of shorter, I think maybe 6-hour kind of experience, and probably the same for number 2. So for that, for $18, couple of tickets to the movies, you're getting about like 5 movies worth of content, in my opinion. Like, there's a lot of good stuff here, especially if you get spooked, and the spooks in these games are pretty interesting. They're tasteful. It oozes a creepiness that I love. And especially actually with my journey of going into veganism and stuff like that, there's like this extra sort of, and okay, also escaping the church, there's this extra sort of religious, cannibalistic horror that's just so good. I don't want to spoil too much, but you guys are gonna, I don't know if fun's the word, but you're gonna have an experience. Oh, Little Nightmares is really fun. The first one to play like with just somebody watching or taking turns with the controller, super cool like that. But Little Nightmares 2 is proper co-op, if that helps push you along. And that's it. Those are my picks. A lot of it is arbitrary. Some of it is new games that are on pretty chunky sales, like 50%, 60%, and some of them are older, sort of underrated games that are on massive sales. And I don't know, I'm just throwing these games out there. Some I'm gonna buy, some I already own, and some, they're just objective fact, mathematical truth. Okay, I'm speaking the gospel. But here it is, guys, my GOG Autumn Sale review. What do I think so far? I think they're pretty good. I think it's pretty decent. There's some games that are just, you know, 90% off of a $40 game is just insane. But then again, very often Steam will have sales like this, or you can get free games from Epic, and obviously like Netflix now has its streaming games, which some of them are actually really cool. They're narrative-based, like Oxenfree and stuff like that. But yeah, and then we have Game Pass, which is super great. So GOG, the only way that it truly competes here, in my opinion, its real, you know, X factor, is the fact that it has this DRM-free policy. When you purchase the games, you own the games, and yeah, it kind of has like this sort of like advocacy for the archival of like video game history, essentially. And we say history, but like honestly, a lot of these games that I'm thinking of playing, like Digimon World, is peerless. There is no game that's really truly like Digimon World, and even if there was, it's still kind of a work of art. It's really a special sort of period of time that I think a lot of people would love to jump back into, especially with this growing era of cozy games. Digimon World, can I say it again? So if they can keep going in that direction and really promote those style games, I mean, if you could even wrap around some like Flash games and have bundles, I don't know. This is, to me, the future of GOG. Otherwise, it's just some average sales, and they don't even have their own games on sale. So pretty good stuff. You can find it every once in a while. Don't, you know, miss out on it. GOG is a little underrated, but also at the same time, in some ways that they champion themselves, a little overrated, and I think we have some growing pains. But I am looking forward to the future, and I will probably cover GOG as it expands. We'll see its launcher, things like that, if you guys want to see that. Maybe we'll do some essays on video game launchers in general, because back in the day, we used to have some weird stuff. You guys remember like Overwolf and things like that? Oh, so strange. Anyways, much love friends and family. If you guys want to share anything, put it in the comments below. Best game, deals, sales, anywhere. I don't care. Just share the love and definitely join the Discord so we can all get together, play some awesome games. Keep the hype alive. I'll see you again next time.